to make a brief stop. Anyway, I've filled up with fuel in the Zama and decided not to turn the camera on then. Hey guys. Hey. Hey. Oh, one of each. But anyway, I decided to turn it on here at the Cutthroat Creek trailhead, and that way I can start filming at the most interesting part of the highway in Washington Pass. And I'm glad I did, because I hit some bug the size of a Buick or whatever, but it put a major splatter right across the camera lens. And oh boy. There we go. She's playing hard to start it at this altitude. It's funny, I don't remember having an issue. When I was at Mount Rainier, but then it was much warmer at Mount Rainier. Adventure guy, hey. So, this is the Early Winters Creek Valley, and we're heading up to Washington Pass now. So I topped up the fuel in the Zama, had a coffee and a cookie. So we're all fueled up and ready for the trip back. And there should be enough on this battery to get me over the pass, and at least as far as Rainy Pass. It's about 2:30 right now. So this is as warm as the day's gonna get, and I'm glad I'm right here, because this is our highest point. But you can see Liberty Bell Mountain up there on the right. Good to see more bikers out. Hey man. Hey. And not sure what's going on here. Okay, they're pulled over. Never know what tourists are going to do. I had one guy act like, on the way up here, I had one guy act like he wanted to just stop dead in the highway. There's some rocks in the road. We're coming up to the big switchback, or corkscrew, however you want to describe it. Goes up around the end of the valley here. Which has this beautiful bowl here, typical of the glacier carved valley. Oh boy. Respect, guys. Anyway, you can see just gorgeous scenery up here. It's like the world's longest right turn. Now we're at the base of Liberty Bell Mountain, looking across. You can see the overlook there. You may see somebody has a bright red orange jacket there. And normally I stop and get a picture with the Washington Pass sign. Probably not going to do it today. Just the days are getting shorter and we're burning daylight. So here's Washington Pass. Elevation 5477, so good mile up here. You can see the larches up there on the mountains. That's Cutthroat Peak dead ahead. This road always freaks me out, as I was saying before. You have this shiny tar part on it, which in the right light looks just like black ice or oil or some other slippery thing, so it always makes me a little nervous going around up here. But one reason I stopped back at the Cutthroat Creek trailhead there was pull my helmet off. Because there'd been, like I said, I've had a number of huge bugs smack the helmet, and I've got bug splat all over the upper left side of it, and the yellow jackets, unfortunately, are still out. They were buzzing around me while I was having my coffee in Mazama, and started getting the horrible feeling when it gotten into my helmet. So I had to stop and take my helmet off just to be sure. I've had a bad summer when it comes to wasps. Can't say it. Wasps and yellow jackets. There's a beautiful shot. Love this scenery. Hopefully I can, by next summer I'll figure out a way to strap my camping gear onto the Streetfighter, and then I'll bring it over here and camp. Give me a little more time to stop and take some photos. Go down here, we lose some altitude here going to into this valley a bit. Oh, got shadow of the mountain. Nope, cloud. Okay. Let's see, we're heading down. This is that spot where I was saying before the Pacific Crest Trail crosses Highway 20 up here. There's a trailhead on the right up here with a little restroom building in the parking lot. Let's see, what do they call it? Ridge Creek Trailhead. So I've hiked in from there, gone up. We're hoping to get up to Cutthroat Pass, which is up the valley on the right, and didn't make it. There were just too many blown down trees and washed out bridges to log bridges anyway, but they're all washed out, and having to halfway to cross them. So it's a little, it slowed us down a bit. We got like about, I don't know, 6-8 miles in. And we're both just ran out of time, which sucks because the views from the pass up there are pretty stupendous. So this is all the overflow parking from Rainy Pass, Maple Pass, and Lake Ann trailheads. As I mentioned on the way up, I've never seen it this crowded. This is insane. Everyone's trying to get that last hike in, I guess. Sorry about that, just checking that the camera was tilted all the way back. Hopefully it's aimed straight. Hopefully you're just not seeing only the right shoulder and nothing else. Some real high Cascade peaks. I consider the Cascades America's Alps, because you have such high relief and glaciers and all that other cool stuff. But it's in my completely biased opinion, it's the prettiest part of the country. Some may want their Hawaiian beaches. Give me a Cascade trail any day. So, I'm going to just talk at you until the battery runs out here. Maybe redundant, I don't know. Whoa! Yeah, I could do a bit of patching on that bit of highway there. Looks like the previous patch job is just about worn away out of the pothole. You can see on the right here, they've gone through and brush hogged the side of the highway there. It's ugly for me, but keeps the the greenery from impinging on the highway. Oh, got a new surface there. So they have been doing some work on the highway. Hit my cheek earlier, so it's like I keep feeling that. I hope I'm not talking any more bizarrely than usual. I always have a weird feeling the helmet's squeezing my cheeks together. Where they've been doing highway work. Swamp Creek. There must be 8,000 swamp creeks in Washington. I know there's one that runs through Everett. It's not all that swampy anymore. There's subdivisions all around it. It's barely a trickle these days. You can see how long the shadows are. It's only, like I said, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But we're getting the long shadows. The sun is low on the southern horizon. Typical northern latitude here. Forget what we're at. About 35, 36 degrees latitude, I believe. Probably going to stop and pop the last battery in at the Diablo Lake overlook. Might change the SD card then. Still feels cold. Let's see. 3 p.m. 48 degrees, yep. Of course, I'm not sure just how much I can trust the thermometer on the bike. It does seem to does seem to be affected possibly by chill factor and the engine's own heat. So I actually got a 100-degree reading off of it coming back on my from my Mount Rainier trip when I was doing stop and go in through Duval, Washington. Another trailhead overflowing. Uh-oh, an RV, the Ducati's sworn enemy. Hopefully this guy's going in a decent pace. Oh god. You can see a wildfire scar up there on the mountainside. See all the gray tree trunks up there? Put it in a lower gear. Don't ride your brake. Wow, good for you. Big thumbs up for Mr. RV pulling out there. That's so rare. I should get in the word. You'll actually see signs up here that say obstruction of more than 5 vehicles is illegal. Please use pullouts. And no one does. Well, actually not no one. I know one guy who had an RV and did it, but he's the only one. Beautiful cliff face there. Saw that coming up. And another trailhead. Doesn't look too crowded though. These bends are still wide enough that I'm just using the engine braking, slow down for them. One thing I love about Z-twins, or L-twins, I should say, they have that lovely engine braking. This bike, it's not quite as pronounced as the Hondas. I mean, part of that is that its best rev range is a bit higher than the one on the Hondas. The Honda, you can literally just ride it between 3 and 4 grand all day long. This bike hates to run below 4 grand, so it prefers like 5-6 grand. Oh, there's a frost heave or subsidence in the road. There we go. Okay, let's see. Do I need to slow down here? Eventually we're going to come out on the overlooking Ross Lake here. Oh, a lot of people heading east there. I think you get these clumps of traffic formed by stoplights. Trying to think where the last stoplight was on this road.